So guys, there's a mystery person asking me questions today. Guess who? No, I'm just kidding. Hello everyone, we are here celebrating 100,000 subscribers. We are also diving deep into my story while I answer some questions to help you guys get to know me better. I've been gone from YouTube for a while, but I feel like this is a good way for us to get to know each other a little and for you guys to see a little more about me than just business and learn a little bit more about who I am as you come with me on the journey of everything I've been doing.
Who do you love the most?
Who do I love the most? I know I'm supposed to give like a one person answer, but I truly feel like my family as a whole, just as like one unit, to me, that's definitely who I love the most in my life. My family's been here through everything, obviously, since I was born. So from then until now, I've changed so much and grown as a person. And each individual of my family in different ways has been there to see each different version of me and to see me get through the whole journey and get to where I am now. And obviously their love and support in all the different ways, whether it was my mom, my siblings, seeing everyone be there and give me their different pieces of advice and just being there along the way, I think has definitely contributed to who I am. So my family as a whole. I don't know if that's cheating, but
Question number 2. How would you rate your relationship with yourself?
That's a good one. I think my relationship with myself is pretty good, but I will say I do think I'm hard on myself. But I'm hard on like a lot of the people that I love are hard. I don't know. I'm also just like, but I would say like for most of the people that I love, I'm kind of hard on them. I just want what's best for them. So same thing with myself. I think I do love myself. I have a lot of self-love and I think I deserve a lot. So I try to be very hard on myself, but sometimes it's hard because I kind of feel like I'm so young and I'm figuring it all out and I don't know if I'm doing the right things. I don't know if, like sometimes, like lately, like literally this past week, I was just feeling really down because I felt like I was failing at everything. And I know I'm not failing at everything, but I kind of just felt that way. Like I felt like number one, my spirituality and my relationship with God is like one of the most important things to me in my life. And I just felt like I haven't been as good of a Muslim as I should. And I felt like my spirituality isn't where I want it to be. And then like my physical well-being, I haven't been going to the gym as much as I used to. And it's just because I've been so busy with work. But then I'm like, I'm failing at that. And I want to go to the gym, but it feels so hard. Even for work, like right now, I think we've been doing so many amazing things and we've been hitting these huge milestones. And even when I think about how far we've come in the past few years, sometimes it doesn't feel like real. It feels unreal, but I still just sometimes I'm like, am I doing enough? Am I doing the right things? Is my focus in the right areas? Are my students going to succeed? Am I active enough in this daily community? My content, like I'm not making enough of it. And it just feels like, I just feel like I was failing in every aspect. And I know that I'm not necessarily failing. I just could be better. And that's on me to take accountability for that and be better where I can. But I don't know if that was too deep for how's my relationship with myself. But
I don't
I
think it
think
was
it's
too deep. I think you focus more so on a negative emotion. Like you feel like a failure the past week, but how do you feel overall?
I just struggle with like, am I doing the right things? Am I on the right path? I think for myself, that's why I'm saying I'm harder on myself, but for my life as a whole, sometimes it is hard. Like I think everyone deals with like positive and negative emotions or feeling happy and sad, but for the most part, I just feel like extremely grateful for where I am in my life and for the things that I've achieved and for all the blessings that God has given me and my family. So for like my life as a whole, I feel like I deep in my heart truly like I have that is viewed in a very positive light. But it probably just depends on the season. But for me, it's like right now, I have a good relationship with myself, but I am hard on myself. I don't know if it's good or bad, but
Do you love yourself?
do I love myself? I do. I think, like you said, even the positive emotions, I'm very proud of myself for some things. Sometimes it's hard because it's like how I feel about myself. I never want to let outside circumstances dictate how I feel about myself or other people. and I try not to really care about other people's opinions and stuff like that. But like little comments or little things, sometimes I really let it get to me, which isn't good. But I do love myself and I am proud of myself, and I try to just do the best that I can for me and all the people that I love. And it's always, always, always with good intention. And I know that. And I love that about myself. I think I have a very big heart. And sometimes I almost wish that I didn't feel so many emotions or that I wasn't so forgiving. But then when I actually am not, like when I take a step back and I realize that it's actually a blessing to be so forgiving and it's a blessing to have a big heart. And even if it hurts sometimes, I would rather be that way than not be.
What makes you feel loved?
What makes me feel loved? I would say I never used to think that like words of affirmation was one of my love languages, but I do think like having positive reassurance and kind words from the people that I love is big to me, but the number one big thing I would say is like quality time. When I can spend quality time with the people that I love or when they want to spend quality time with me, I think it makes me feel loved. And then lately, I guess, words of affirmation, like just knowing how they feel, because sometimes it's like you can't read people's minds. And I'm like, everyone expresses love in a different way. They also receive love in a different way. And so, ways that I, feel loved, sometimes like other people that I love, they don't necessarily express it that way. So lately for me, like them being able to just tell me, it's like, okay, well, even if you don't express it the way that I do, you told me. And so, hopefully then I can understand you a little better and see with your actions and the way that you are as a person, seeing that come to life. I think it helps with feeling loved. Yeah, I think it's just quality time, knowing that the people I love are proud of me, stuff like that.
What makes you feel accomplished?
What makes me feel accomplished? Yeah, just hitting the goals that I've set for myself and being very productive. Um, in my day to day life, I am a very spontaneous person just because that's kind of how my life has panned out. Like we just do things last minute. But in that, I still like really good routine with the things that matter. So, for example, working out, my prayers, stuff like that, like having a set routine that helps me knock them all off and get through the day, I think helps me feel accomplished. When I have a full day and like all the areas that are important to me. So, again, spirituality, my physical well being, um, even like self care, my mental health, stuff like that, and then work. When I've done all of those in a day, like if I can get up, take a shower, get all my work done that I needed to, work out at the end of the day, like if I can do self care, do a face mask, watch a show, just like having a full day, I feel very accomplished. So just overall productivity.
How would you like to change as a person in the future?
Mm. How'd I like to change as a person in the future? I think I would like to give people more grace and just understand that we're all humans and we're all going through this experience for the first time and like learning who we want to be as people. And no one's perfect, everyone makes mistakes. And so just being able to give people more grace and just understanding that we're all humans. Um, I would like to be better about my prayers and just being grateful to God for everything that I've been given. Because as hard as I work and all the things that I do, I know that I couldn't be here if it wasn't for everything God has given me. And I know that all my blessings are from God. And so just really being able to make the most out of each day and take all the blessings that I've been given and do something really good with them. I mean, on a lighter note, I would like to be bilingual. So in the future, I would love to learn more languages, and just Arabic, Spanish are big ones. How would I like to change in the future? Yeah, I just want to be healthy. I want to be strong. I want to be kind, and I want to do good things for people and be able to take care of my family. So just changing in a positive way and growing in all of those things and getting better and better for me would be a good future for myself.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory. That's really hard because my childhood was so interesting and crazy forever. I have so many siblings, and like I've never known anyone that has had a childhood like mine. And so I mean, having separated parents, having so many siblings, most people don't know that I have like 20 siblings. It's actually crazy. But that for me was such a highlight of my childhood because I didn't have to have so many friends because I had built-in friends. All of my siblings were built-in friends. And the fact that all of my siblings are so close in age, like I had so many siblings that were so close to me in age, both boys and girls. And so I think it really diversified me just as a human and like the hobbies that I like. Because with my sisters, I could be super girly and do like all the girl things, makeup, hair, play with dolls, play house, like all the random stuff. And then with my brothers, we would play kickball, we'd, play Xbox, Call of Duty. Like I'd go to their games. And so I don't know. I think just having a lot of siblings, even my summers in Vermont, as complex as those summers were, being able to just like be out in nature and do whatever for me was huge. I think that's also, I love nature, but I hate bugs. It's a really hard, like, toss up because bugs exist in most nature aspects. But yeah, I mean, really most of the time with my siblings was just really fun and really crazy. And then the summers were also fun because I got to see my siblings that had different moms than me, and it was just very freeing. And we, in some ways, would be out in nature and just having a lot of fun. So yeah.
Do you have a specific memory?
One memory.
Falling off a bike,
Like
like a
my
memory.
favorite memory. One memory.
Yeah. Or think about one that makes you laugh, or something that you never want to forget.
Oh no, that just made me sad because I'm thinking about Khalil. I don't want to be sad on here. You're weird. One memory. I don't know if I have a favorite. Anyone who knows me probably knows I don't have favorites of most things. I've had arguments with people like have to have a favorite. I don't really have favorites of quite literally anything for the most part. I have like I don't have a favorite. I have favorites and like things I like, but never really one specific thing. But one memory that I do love would be no, because I'm gonna get sad, but
You gotta answer the
no, because
question.
I'm gonna cry.
That's fine. Everyone cries. You're human. I want to see that you're a person. You're not this macho big businesswoman all the time.
Also, no one
You
really
make
knows
money,
my
but
full
you
personality, I'll
but you
say.
cry and you have emotions, and that's fine.
Um, I don't know, there's so many, but like I remember when we used to always go to my older brother's soccer games, and a lot of the time he would play like club, so he would go have soccer games like out of state, and I was the type of kid that like I always wanted to be around my mom, so as soon as she'd come home from work, I would just like follow her around. And so every time she would go out of town for my brother's games, I would always go with her, not only to be with her, but like to go and be with Khalil. And like it sounds so stupid because I'm gonna be like, oh, that's the memory, but it was literally just like our road trip going to, I think we were going to like Arkansas or Illinois, somewhere for him to play soccer. And I also love road trips at night with the windows down. And it's such a good memory because there's this song that was playing that now every time it comes on, I just think of my brother. And he used to like reggaeton, like upbeat Hispanic music. And so there's a song called Danza Kururo. I don't know if anyone knows that song, but every time it's played, like me, my mom, my siblings, we all know like that was Khalil's song. It was his soccer highlight song, everything. So that's a good memory. And yeah, just all my childhood memories. Playing Xbox with my brothers was fun too. But yeah, anyway, go on.
What is your biggest dream in life?
Mm, my biggest dream in life. Um, Biggest dream in life would just be to feel content in my heart and be able to help others. Eventually, like I really want philanthropy to be like a really big thing for me where I don't have to focus so much on like business for myself or for my family and like making sure we're in a good place. Hopefully, we can get to a point where, like our financial security and things like that are really good. And that way I can just devote a lot of my life to helping others and taking care of my family. Um, and then like, wait, what was the question again? A dream, a goal, my life goal,
Biggest dream in life?
biggest dream in life. So yeah, I would definitely be helping others and being like really big into helping others, like in so many ways. And then also I want to live with like my whole family, like buy like 300 acres of land and like us have like a self-sustainable having like a garden, a farm, animals, and me and all my family just like building our houses, the houses that we want for our families, all like right by each other and have little walking paths between them. Um, that'd be fun. And having beautiful views surrounded by nature like mountains, trees, the lake, stuff like that.
Do you find it easy to accept help?
No, I don't. I don't find it very easy to accept help, and I've been trying to understand why. I think part of it is because growing up with such a big family, a lot of things were out of my control and it was always crazy and it was always like between me and all my siblings and so much stuff going on. And so I didn't always get to choose, what was going on and I just had to go with the flow and all this craziness. And so I think that has really had an impact on my life for now. I have a problem of just like wanting to control things and I've been really working on just like letting things be and like not giving my opinion or not saying what I think would be the best way and just being like, okay. Um, and then even help, I've never been big on telling people that I need help or that I want help. And so in turn, many people don't offer help all the time. Just because I've kind of made that habit of like, I don't really talk to people about a lot of things. But I think it's beautiful to be able to express how you feel and if you need things from others or if you need help. I think everyone in life needs help, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to ask for help and to be able to have a safe space to ask for help. And I think the people that I love in my family, I think there is a safe space for me to ask. I've just made it such a habit to solve problems on my own and figure things out on my own that I don't really ask for help. But I don't know, it's also like trusting people. It's kind of like a weird thing. Trusting people to be able to solve the problem, or because I'm like, if I'm asking for help, it's probably because I can't solve whatever problem it is, right? And so I don't know, even asking for help and then accepting the help, I think it's just a mixture of like having problems with trying to control things to make sure that they hopefully go as best as planned, and then also being able to trust that other people will be able to solve the problem. But sometimes I ask for help, and I have a lot of great people in my life that are great at helping.
What life changing event have you experienced?
Mm. Um, well, there's lots of them, but the biggest one would probably be my brother passing away, which again, literally it's so weird because sometimes I can talk about my brother passing away and I'm fine, and then sometimes it's like very emotional. But mm, I think I was at such a point in my life, like a pivoting point. I was 16 when my brother passed away, so for me, that was such a time of like figuring out who I am and what was important to me. And then losing him really showed me that life is so short. My brother was 22 when he passed away, and even now I'm 22, and it's such a realization of just like, wow, I'm learning who I am and I'm figuring out so much about life and who I want to be and all these things, and I'm so far from being perfect, and I feel like I still have so much life to live, inshallah, but you just realize that as much as you plan in life, God is the best of planners, and you might think that you have these plans or that things will go a specific way, but they don't always go the way that you want. And so just trusting in God's plan has been a big learning lesson for me and like a big eye opener. So losing my brother was big. I think as hard as it was and as much as it taught me, it also taught me to like really appreciate the things that we have and to really be grateful for the people that are in our lives and all the blessings that we have and to make the most of what we're given, which is a beautiful thing. Um and then even starting a company at such a young age, I think that was a very big life-changing thing. I mean, it changed my life, it changed a lot of my family's lives. Even for some of my students, it's changed their lives, and so that was very big and life-changing, and I've had to make a lot of hard decisions as, a sibling, as a daughter, because my family works with me. I've had to make a lot of big decisions as a CEO and as a boss, hiring and firing family, hiring and firing friends. Um, yeah, that's been a very big life-changing event. I mean, it literally changed my life. My life is very different now than it was 3 years ago. In so many ways, I think being able to make more money showed me that there is so much to life, and whatever goals that you have, it's really not unrealistic to say, like, I want this thing and I'm going to go after it. If you would have asked me 3 years ago, a lot of the things I've done now, starting my Airbnb business, my coaching business, now my clothing company, I'm thinking of opening a Pilates studio, like all these things would have seemed like so far off and like these really big dreams. But as I accomplish goals and as I see what's possible and as I see it from so many people around me too, not just me, it really makes me realize that none of it is an unrealistic dream. And it's so much more possible than so many people think. And so I don't know. I think I got off topic. But yeah, it's been very big and life-changing, and I've learned a lot, and it's allowed me to help my family. It's allowed me to help myself. It's allowed me to experience so much, being able to travel, meet new people, see all these things. And one of the biggest things, it's showed me that I can dream big and I can accomplish big things. Yeah. And so can you. Everyone can.
When have you felt most vulnerable?
Mm. When have I felt most vulnerable? Um, hmm. It probably depends on like what setting we're talking about.
You pick the setting.
I don't know. I mean, as easy as content may look, content is very hard. I was saying like it's hard. So content makes me feel vulnerable in a weird way. Like filming for other people to see. I've always been a very private person, and so opening up about my life and me and trying to like do day in the lives and things like that. It might sound stupid, I know, but it does make me feel vulnerable. And then even expressing emotion sometimes can make you feel vulnerable or makes me feel vulnerable. Whenever I'm sad, I don't like to show people that I'm sad, or if I, yeah, I don't like to show people that I'm sad. So whenever I'm sad and then like I start crying, that makes me feel really vulnerable. And then I have to like tell people what's wrong. But there's not like big times where I'm like, oh, I feel so vulnerable. I kind of just go day by day. I don't know.
If you could travel back in time, what would you change?
What is up with these questions? Um, I mean, some of these questions to me kind of suck because I know you can never go back in time and you can never change things that happened. If I could go back in time and change things, well, number one, it would be my brother passing away, but I know that everything happens for a reason. And as much as I don't understand it, it was God's plan, and I know I can never go back and change it. So, kind of a sucky question. Also, I would say my family being closer because I have such a big family, but my parents have been separated since I was like 1.5 years old, 2 years old. So my whole life, my parents weren't together and their relationship was a bit estranged. Like they weren't very close, they didn't get along, which was hard. And then even the fact that my dad had children with many different women. I have a lot of siblings that have different mothers than me. And so naturally, like we lived with our mom, they lived with their mom, and we would see each other in the summer. But I would change that and just, I wish all of my family could just be closer, even if my parents were separated and even if me and my siblings had different parents, just everybody being able to like get along for the sake of we're all family. And also, I would go back and be able to do gymnastics. I don't know.
Do you believe in God, the universe, or a higher power?
I definitely believe in God. Um, I talk about it often. I'm Muslim. I believe in God. I believe everything that is and everything that I have is from God. And inshallah, hopefully, my relationship with God will only strengthen as I grow into the woman that I'm meant to be.
What is the most exciting thing in your life right now?
The most exciting thing in my life right now. Mm, I'm really, really, really excited about my clothing company as long as it's taking. And even I just keep thinking like even the first collection that's going to come out, I know that I can just get better and better and better. And so I know that's going to be a learning curve and I'm going to have to grow a lot in that role as a fashion designer, but I am very, very, very excited about that. And I wish that I did have a little bit more time to really focus on that, but hopefully my time will spread out a little bit better as I'm hiring right now for Staley. Staley takes up a lot of my time, specifically designing right now. And I mean, Staley is what I started long ago, so it's where most of my time is meant to be. But I am hoping that I can create a little bit more time for myself through hiring team members to allow me to focus on the clothing company. Because that is something that I'm very excited about. It's been a passion of mine since I was little. It's very hard as a hijabi to find beautiful clothes. When I go shopping, it's really discouraging actually to just see all of this stuff that I can't wear. And so, I don't know, I see these dresses or these things all the time and I'm like, ugh, if it just had long sleeves or if it just had a high neck. And so being able to like create those things for myself and for others, that's what I'm really excited for. So I would say my life is pretty routine. I do the same things every day and I love it that way. So that's probably one of the most exciting things. And upcoming travel.
What was the best day of your life?
The best day of my life. I don't know if I have a best day. The best day of my life. I've had a lot of good days. So many days to be grateful for. I don't know if I have a best day, so I'm gonna skip that one for now.
What is getting better about your life as you get older?
What is getting better about my life as I get older? I mean, my money's getting better. As I get older, I am learning a lot about being a business owner, about being a businesswoman, and it's exciting to be able to create income for myself passively, and now I'm working very hard as well, but being able to create income and make a lot of money is always something that I've dreamed about. So, it's opened a lot of doors. It's been a huge resource and it's allowed me to do things I only dreamed of doing a few years ago. So, yeah.
Who are you most grateful for in your life?
Who am I most grateful for in my life? That's also a hard one, but God, number one, and then number two, my mom. Even in Islam, it teaches you God, then your mom, your mom, your mom, then your dad. But definitely, I mean, my mom raised me my whole life and she taught me a lot of what I know now. And she's a beautiful, wise woman who is always there when I need her. So I'm very grateful for her.
What is one insecurity you had to overcome?
That's a scary one. An insecurity that I've had to overcome. Again, just like opening up to the world because naturally I'm such a private person. That was definitely an insecurity that I had to overcome. Being okay with like being on social media and talking, I mean, it leaves you open to so much critique from others, which can be hard. And that's one thing that I really had to learn. I'm forever grateful for social media and everything that it's created because even when I started doing Airbnb, what led to the coaching company was posting about it on social media. And then more people and more people and more people wanted to learn. And so it's such like a kind of toss up. Um, but yeah, it's hard to be so, like, again, be so vulnerable and be so open to critique from others. And, some people comment the most beautiful stuff under my posts and they have so much love and so much support and it's amazing. And then some people say the most crazy out of pocket things. And I'm just like, where did this come from? Um, so that's been hard and just feeling like I'm beautiful enough and being able to be, a brown skinned Muslim woman is hard. So I would say that.
How can someone earn your trust?
For me, trust is really big and I think it's pretty easy to earn my trust just in general. I try to see the best in people. That's also something that Islam teaches is to give people the benefit of the doubt and to see the best in others. And I try to do that with everyone. And so I try to give people my trust. And as long as people stay honest with me and they're very open and, we have that open communication, for me, honesty and trust go hand in hand. So I think to gain my trust is easy. And then, and I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but it is like fairly easy just because, I don't know. And then just to keep my trust, I think just being honest and always open with me.
When have you felt out of your comfort zone?
When have I felt out of my comfort zone? In big social settings, I feel out of my comfort zone. Or when I go to, like in the past few years, I never used to go to like these entrepreneurship networking events and things like that. And when I do, sometimes I do feel out of my comfort zone just because sometimes it's hard. Again, just being a young woman who's Muslim, Black, and Hispanic, it paints me out to be such a big minority. And I am a big minority, but sometimes when I walk into big rooms with a lot of people, especially like it depends on the demographic, people will just look at me and it sometimes makes me feel out of my comfort zone. Definitely big social settings is something that I'm working on because I always feel out of my comfort zone and it gives me anxiety, but I'm trying to be better at it. So
What is your biggest blessing in life?
my biggest blessing in life, there's so many. I think about it all the time. There's so many. Um, the ability to have a working mind is huge. The ability to have good physical health and just to be able to move my body and think and have love in my heart is huge. My family. There's so many blessings. There's so many blessings. Sometimes I'm just sitting outside and I'm like, wow, the sunset is such a big blessing. The birds. So literally everything. But for me, like big ones that I think about often. Have you ever noticed like when you're sick, you realize how grateful you are when you're healthy? But on a day-to-day, being able to use your hands and move around and feel good, or even being able to breathe, all these things they're the biggest blessings that we just take for granted every day. But whenever you don't have them or they're lacking a little, you're like, wow, imagine if I didn't have that in my life. So having a working mind and the ability to be intelligent and to think and to have a kind heart and to have a healthy working body and my family are the biggest things.
Last question. What is your favorite season and why?
What's my favorite season and why? It's always been fall, and I also love summer. I love summer because it's sunny and it's always good vibes, but it also depends on where. In St. Louis, there was a lot of bugs. In Vermont, there was a lot of bugs, but it was fun. In Vegas, it's really hot, but the sun is always a vibe to me. And then I love the fall because the fall is like the perfect mix. You get the sun, you get the cool breeze. Fall is easiest as a hijabi because I fully cover. So wearing sweaters and long stuff, like everyone's kind of covering in the fall. Winter's too cold. So the fall for sure, just because the weather, the vibes, and it's easiest in a fashion sense to find things and just put things on every day and not be too hot.
Last question. I said that last time. What's one question you wish people asked you? Then answer it.
What's one question that I wish people asked me? And then what is my answer? I don't know if there's something that I wish people asked me, but being, I guess you'd say like an influencer or a public figure, it is annoying when people assume. I do hate in general when people assume. I would much rather someone just ask me whatever the question is. I don't think I have a specific like, ask me this. But I would say like anything that you're wondering about people, regardless of what you see online or social media or even people in day-to-day life, I don't like when people just assume. I'd prefer that you just ask, because if you ask, I can give you my actual answer and then you can make up your mind. So for me, that's big. I don't know. I guess if I had to pick one thing, maybe I wish people asked like and genuinely wanted to know what it's taken to get here, because it's been so many things, and I think people only see what's shown on social media or maybe what I talk about from time to time. But there's a whole journey in this, I don't know, and everything that it's taken to get here. it's really truly been a journey that if you dive deep into and look into, there's so many reasons and there's so many things that all have led up to where I am today. So, I mean, everyone assumes different things. Some people ask different things, but maybe just people asking like the real journey, the real how, instead of just like bits and pieces. I don't know. Or people asking my intention. I have good intentions with everything, so I hate when people assume otherwise. Well, thank you guys for tuning in while I answer these deep questions. I know it was a little crazy. We had some highs and some lows. I'm sorry for getting a little emotional. Hopefully this video just helped you get to know me a little better. Hopefully it also showed you that we're all just humans, and we're all just figuring it out. I hope that through the questions I answered, maybe it can help you reflect a little bit on yourself, on your life. And yeah, I hope it helped you get to know me more and helped you understand my story and gave you a little inside scoop. So I hope that you guys like this video. Stay tuned, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you next time. Again, I'm going to try to be more active on YouTube. Hopefully you'll be seeing a lot of me very soon.